Welcome to Drive Electric with Dominic. I'm Dominic, and I am going to the beach this weekend, and I'm taking you with me if you want to go. So this is just going to be a video of me going to the coast on the weekend, and just what it's like in an AV. I'm going to be staying down there, I think, in an Airbnb, and yeah, we'll see what the charging situation is like. I've got enough charge to make it down there. I was charging as I was doing the podcast this morning, and let's see what it's up to. Get in the car. We are up to 98%. Look at that, 98%. That's awesome. So I think I might FSD down there, I guess, to make this a little bit more interesting, at least for a little while anyway. But first I need to stop by my friend Ashley to help her with some Photoshop. She's on the other side of town, so that'll take a minute or two, then we'll get on the road. Okay. Alrighty. So, getting underway again, and right, got this camera on. Okay, let's navigate to somewhere. So navigate to Apalachicola. So nowhere specific in Apalachicola, which is if you don't know, it's a small town on the coast. It's really nice. Yeah, it's really nice. And I'm going down. A friend of mine, Greg Brown, is playing a set there tonight at the Apalachicola Yacht Club, which is a cool little bar down there. And he's going to do like a full, I think, 3-hour set. So yeah, I love him. He's great, and that's really kind of the main thrust, or the main excuse maybe for going down there. Plus, of course, there's also like a beach. Like some of the best beaches in the country are down here along St. George Island. Just miles of light sand and great water. Gulf of Mexico, you know, Florida life. So navigating to Apalachicola, so I guess I tend to turn on the FSD and see where that takes us. Hopefully it takes us to Apalachicola, but yeah, we'll see how it does it. Yeah, so this is like kind of representative, I think, of what a lot of people do on weekends out. You know, people talk about, you know, taking road trips, but a lot of people on like weekend trips are not going across the country. You don't need like 1,000 miles of range. We're turning right here for some reason. It's not how I would do it. And actually, and it's changing lanes here again. Let's see what it's doing. Looking at the map here, see where the blue line is pointing. Okay, it's getting in the left lane. But is it getting the left lane? Yes, it is. It could make up its mind there for a moment. So it's getting on Appalachian Parkway. It kind of could have stayed on that same road and navigated through there and got back on the Appalachian on the road we need to get on down that way, but it didn't. And it's doing it this way, so okay, that's fine. We can make this work, or it'll make this work. Yeah, so this is like just a representative trip of, you know, what a lot of people do on the weekend. Apalachicola is like about 100 miles away, I think. So an hour and a half driving. I'll be staying there. I think I'm going to stay there 2 nights because I have another friend, Rachel Hillman, is playing there Saturday night at the same venue, and I kind of like to go see her play. She's awesome. Yeah, so an hour and a half away. So when we get down there, so my car, it says it gets to like 290 miles, you know, on a charge when it's 100%. We started at, I was hitting the brakes early here. We started at 98. So, but it doesn't have 291. Maybe it has 230 at highway speeds. But this isn't highway speeds actually. This is like off highway or off, you know, interstates. So the speed limit's going to be like 55. This car will probably go like 65 or slower, you know, on FSD. Yeah, so I've got enough to get down there and back. If I don't drive around too much, we'll see. Actually, we'll see what we end up with charge. I can charge down there. I know there's some public charging available, at least level 2 in Apalachicola. And there is a Tesla supercharger about half an hour from here, south of here, Crawfordville. So that's also an option on the way back. You know, if I don't have a whole lot of battery, I can always stop there. There's a Highland Model 3 just going by. Kind of jealous, you know. I love my Model 3 so much, but the Highland one's a lot nicer, I gotta say. You know, for less money probably at this point. And it's getting to the right lane at this point, which is dumb. Like, what are you doing, FSD? Like, okay, because coming up here, we're heading right towards the Capitol building, and when we get to this intersection, we're gonna have to turn left. So we might as well stay in the left lane. And usually, this is my problem with FSD Beta 2, you know. It likes to, like on the interstate, it'll camp in the left lane forever. And, but on this little road in town, it's not doing that at all. The speed limit's going down to 35, so I better slow down here, car. Is it, okay, it sees the speed limit's 35, but it's still doing, okay, it's slowing down a little bit to 48. I'm just kind of curious how it's going to do this. It needs to get into the left lane, and it should do that sooner than later because, well, for one, the left lane is going to be a turn signal and see if I can make it do it. It's not doing it. It just canceled my turn signal. Oh, it's going in some weird route. I can see a little bit of the map here. Oh, I see what it's doing. This is really poor routing, you know. It should come up here and turn left, and then there's the road a little bit farther this way that we need to get on, but we can't drive through the Capitol, of course, to get there. So the way I would do it, the quickest way, oh no, don't to get in this lane. Oh, you are. It's back and forth. It's not great, not confidence inducing, because it's going to have to get into this left lane. If it can manage to make it around this turn without scraping my rims, it did. But it needs it. Okay, now we're just going the wrong way. Like, I don't know where the car thinks it's going, but this is the opposite direction of where I need to go. I thought it was working its way, you know, down this way, but it's not. And I can see a little bit of the thing on the map, so I can see it's going to make a left-hand turn up here, but it's completely opposite of where I need to go. So I'm disengaging. I'm turning off FSD, getting into this left lane, and just going to turn around here because this is ridiculous. I think I can turn onto this road. Yeah, it's so bizarre. Like, where are you going, car? And that's not, I'm not sure how much that is Tesla's fault and how much that is Google's fault, because Tesla uses Google navigation for its mapping situation. So this little weekend away is not starting off the greatest, but I can actually run down through here and get to the road I know the car will want to get on. So after we get on that road, we'll input Apalachicola into the navigation again and then see what happens. All right, it's a Ranger Raptor. Okay, so we just need to turn left here. Okay, let me try this again. Navigate to Apalachicola. And it says navigating to Apalachicola. Let's move this over here. I don't see any blue light here. Oh, blue light on now. Okay. Go, go, go. You got the... Oh, shoot. I don't know where it wants to go, but we needed to go forward and make a left-hand turn. It was wasting a lot of time thinking about it. I should tell him what happened there, but... Nah, not right now. Okay, let's try this one more time. No. I don't know where it wants to go or how it wants to get there, but this is... keeps... Let me see if I can figure out what it's doing, because this is ridiculous. Now, so it's trying to take me home for some reason. You know, Apalachicola. Like, come on. Florida. Did I need to say Florida? Maybe? I don't know. It's calculating the route now anyway. Okay. So it looks like it's got a clue at least what's going on now. I've got a monster truck coming up behind. I don't know if I want to get in his way, let him go by me. So let's go by. Alright. This lane. Okay. So this looks like it's doing it right now. So let's put on FSD and let's go. Should have mentioned that I'm drinking a Vietnamese coffee from Banh Mi, Paris Banh Mi, which I guess is a chain. I didn't know, but this is the best. Oh my god! It's a little bit pricey, but Starbucks doesn't have anything that tastes this good, I think. Alright, so I guess we'll leave the cameras rolling, I guess, while we pedal along here on FSD. So a little update, I'm still going south. I'm on 319, going south to the shore to 98, the coastal highway. I'm still, actually, this should give you the information, yeah. 4.2 miles away from that intersection, and still 55 miles away from Apalachicola. Maybe it's not a whole 100 miles away from house. I don't know. But close. Yeah. But anyway, I just tuned in because this thing, like, I'm driving this fair amount of congestion, and I'm on FSD beta. Let me spin this. Driving on FSD beta, and the problem is, like, so right now it's not too bad because the cars are a ways ahead of me, but it was like a lot of stop-start, and it's just, you know, I expected to be pretty precise with the stopping and starting, you know, like to be robo-taxi level of, you know, quality of driving. It should follow the braking, but it's, but what happens is you know, the car ahead of you starts to go after being stopped for a little bit. It picks up speed, and then the car in front slows, and then it tends to over brake, so it, you know, it applies like more brake than it needs to, and so then you kind of this more abrupting, your head nodding forward, and you know, you can feel the G-forces of the braking, where they could just feather that, you know, and yeah, it's just hitting the brakes too hard, and then having to compensate after that by applying more acceleration. So I don't know, it's just a little quibble, not a big deal on the whole grand scheme of things, but just one of those little areas where it can improve. All right, we'll let you go for now. Okay, we're coming up to the first main intersection where 319 hits 98, and we'll head west there. See, the car could take a little right there, but it doesn't do that for I don't know why. Actually, this is that's the old road. This is like the new road. There's the Tesla superchargers in there, by the way. So that's I might have to hit on the way back. This is Rockies. Okay, we've got the red light yield sign, and it's, yep, looks like we're good. Man, I keep hearing stories about people's rims getting rashed or whatever on the curbs, and that looked kind of close to me. But yeah, so this is Highway 98. This is a great highway. So, and right here we have like watermelons, cantaloupe, and probably boiled peanuts. Little seafood stand going on. And this is like right by the coast, so there's all kinds of coast kind of things happening. but it's a really interesting piece of just like the landscape, the landscape and like the vegetation. Got a lot of oaks but also scrub palms, and yeah, we got marshes here and there on the left, and swamps. Marshes to the left, swamps to the right. Basically, is how this works. Yeah, this is a cool little town. I think I'm in Medart right now. I think this Medart, and then it comes up to Panacea coming up a little ways, which is a nice, another little coastal town. It's Hammer Knockers Barbecue, supposedly very good. I've never been there. And what do we got coming up here? Called a diving center. Yeah. So I used to work and driving, delivering auto parts at nighttime. So I'd leave Tallahassee like 4 in the afternoon or 5, I guess. Yeah, I'd go to the warehouse at 4 and load up my truck. Actually, it had me turning there because this is a shortcut going up this way through South Choppy, but I want to go through Panacea. It's a little bit longer, but I like this drive a little bit better. Putting putting FSD back on. As you can see, we are FSDing. So yeah, so I used to drive this route every night, basically, and it was really awesome. I love this road. Like, you would not believe it's. You know, I don't know how many years I drove down here. At least 5 years, like every day, 5 days a week. Oh, I'm being passed. Look at that. Being beeped at to grip the wheel, put some torque on the wheel, which I've done. They have a nice little cycling or walking path along here. They put alongside the road, which is kind of nice. This is a pretty rural area for that kind of thing, but you know, I think it's pretty cool. Occasionally we'll see somebody on it even. This is great. Yeah. This golf cart size too, so I guess you could. I'm not sure if there's any signs that say you can't take a golf cart. But you know, in this area, there's a lot of little communities. You don't necessarily need, you know, a regular car. If you could drive, like in the communities, people will drive golf carts around the street. So there's a little stretch between the communities. Could be a nice little golf cart road. We're down to 85% here from 98. Alright, so yeah, I just wanted to throw that in, a little personal history. So yeah, I love this road, and as it goes down, we'll get to where there's like just ocean on the left, the Gulf of Mexico on the left, and then, you know, forest on the right, and it's a longleaf pine forest, which is pretty cool. Yeah, it's the Apalachicola National Forest, I believe, is on our right, at least parts of this drive, and it's kind of interesting. You can see the trees are kind of spaced far apart. And when it's more natural, that's not quite restored to the original the way it used to be. But it used to be the whole southeast was covered in these longleaf pines, and so it was like all open like that, almost like a savanna, but with you know, with pines. And there'd be like what do you call wiregrass? So yeah, they call it what do they call it? Well, here's the floodplain. Flat pines. Flat pines? Yeah. I'm not sure now. I just wrote a song actually about, oops, we're slowing down, about, there's a little national park up here called Tate's Hell. It's a state park. And I wrote a song about the legend behind that place. And I used the scriptures for that kind of, you know, forest in the song. Actually, there's a couple of them, swamps. Yeah, swamps and the pastures, pines, and palmettos like that. Yeah. Anyway, this is Panacea, which is a cool little coastal town. Been here a long time. It's got an interesting history. There's an old car out front here. Oh, that little motel. Actually, I think I know the people who own that little motel. I think it's been changed, converted to Airbnb kind of things. Yeah. But anyway, this is Panacea Apalachicola Welcome Center. This is a little spring, little park up in there. A bunch of turkey vultures. Alrighty. We'll let you go, and we'll catch up with you again when we hit something interesting. Just thought I'd bring you up here again. We got this little path on the right, and it is not actually golf cart friendly. See, we got marshes here on the left, and also marshes here on the right now. But eventually, those will be like, it's more swampy as you get farther more inland. It's not, but this is like saltwater marsh basically here. It's pretty cool. This car's slowing down. I think we have a bridge coming up. Little town of Oglockney, which sits on Oglockney Bay, which makes sense, right? So yeah, so I'm slowing down like behind this truck, and it's like slow, like just really weird brake applications. Like it keeps. Okay, now it's accelerating. We're good. Yeah. It's the coastal market. Get your crispy country chicken in there. Your bait as well. So a lot of fishing and recreation stuff going on around here. This is the Oglockney Bay. It's the Oglockney River, of course, going up that way. And then across this way is the bay going into the Gulf of Mexico. It's pretty nice. It's a nice long bridge. Looks like they have, see it down here on the right, it looks like they have some sort of, is it a boat ramp or something? I don't think there was anything like really official there before. Maybe more recent. I don't get down here nearly as often. Not every day, that's for sure, like I used to. Yeah, there's something going on down there. So it's like a little place, a little porta potty and a little bit of shelter, and we're in Franklin County. This is welcome. Porta potty. I'm not sure what that's doing up there, but okay. Right. So I guess I'll turn this off for a bit and turn it back on when we get something worth looking at. Not that this isn't worth looking at, but you know. Just going by some open water finally here. Got the FSD beeping at me. But we're over here somewhere. But we got this going on. Gulf of Mexico. I love it so much. I'm not sure what's going on here. It looks like they're widening the road or something. I'm not sure. Like when hurricanes come through, this will all get washed not away, but it'll be flooded for sure. Just sharing this with you. Hope you're enjoying it as much as I am. We're still on the road. We're approaching Carabel. We just passed through Lanark Village, which is a little small village, like it sounds, I guess. And just making our way through this like twisting road. So this is one of my favorite roads. It's a bit rough right now, but yeah, it just got some nice like twists in it. Not so much here, and it's got some like long straight stretches too. But with like a few twists in there. Twists and turns, then of course the ocean view on the left sometimes. Not at this very moment. Right now it's just green, but yeah, we'll see some Gulf of Mexico coming up here pretty soon. Around a couple more turns. Actually, maybe right even here. Let's see. This grass might be a little bit too tall. see through. Yeah, oh, little bits. It's right there anyway, the water. Yep, we're just making our way through this now. I've got a bunch of cars in front of me, so it's a bit of a parade. That's okay. Not in any rush. I'm just really enjoying the scenery and the drive. A little bit of a park here. Island View Park. So that's Dog Island out there across the water. There's a few houses on that. I think it's there's a ferry service from Caravel to get you over there. It's the only way to get there. Just via boat. And don't know that the boat is big enough to carry cars. So I'm not exactly sure what it's like over there. I need to go someday. Yeah. There's a little fire spotter tower. It's kind of cool. And we're just about into Caravel. So Caravel is like it's a little fishing village, I guess, and but there's also some tourism. There's a good-sized marina there as well. Not like huge, but I mean for this neck of the woods, this is like I think this is called the Forgotten Coast, because it doesn't have like the crazy tourism that other places have, and yeah. So the marina isn't like Orlando kind of size or whatever, you know. This is one of my old customers. I used to deliver auto parts too back in the day. I just love this town. I used to come through here, I think around 5 o'clock at night or so, and I'd jump out, and there's a little cafe up one of these streets, and I'd jump out, and they'd be doing an open mic on Wednesdays. So on Wednesdays I'd jump out, play a couple songs real quick, and jump back in my van and get back to work. It was a lot of fun. Yeah. So over here we have raw bars, like oyster bars, ramshackling. Who knows what that is? It's closed, but yeah, marina. There's the marina. This place hasn't changed a whole lot. I mean, somewhat, but you know, not that much. It's kind of nice. This IGA store has been here forever. Caravel IGA. Lots of character in that store. Fisherman's Wife's Seafood Restaurant. And yeah, just more. And this is basically leaving the main part of the town. We go out over the bridge, crossing the Caravel River. Oh, they have a little, I've never seen that before. Okay, little alternative docks to kind of go up to the center dock thing. Yeah. But over here you can see some of the marshes going up to the Gulf. Back on the road, and there's a little beach up here on the right, Caravel Beach. Is that, or up here on the left? Right, on the left. It's kind of a nice spot. Maybe I'll turn you back on when we get to that. All right, coming up on this little beach here, they got a new traffic signal. That's new. And a little bit of RV summer homes here on the right. I guess that's why they have a light here now. The RV resort has hugely grown, and this is like a very 50s style seaside beach sort of situation. I love it. Those setups along the beach that are made of concrete, and they just paint them every decade or so. They'll last forever. But yeah, right alongside the water here. Such a great view. Like, seriously, are there better roads? There are better roads than this in the US, you know, as far as, I know some people love their mountain roads. And, you know, mountain roads, you know, have their appeal. But I just love a seaside, oceanside drive. Something about the water. Yeah, now this road will just like hug the coast basically all the way to Apalachicola. And just before Apalachicola, there's a huge bridge that goes over Apalachicola Bay. And Apalachicola Bay is actually traditionally a place for oysters, oyster fishing, oyster harvesting, or whatever. Actually, this whole bit of coast over here is oyster land, but especially by the Apalachicola Bay. And they also have a big shrimp fishing community there in Apalachicola. How nice is this? You know? Sometimes you can see dolphins from the road here, and pelicans, of course, and osprey. You can see some osprey hunting sometimes. Actually, a little ways back, I passed. There was a nest in a tree out on the left-hand side with 2 osprey up in there. It's pretty cool. It's great watching them dive for food. Pelicans too, doing the dive. This is Tate's Hell State Forest right here. I mentioned earlier, there's a whole story about Tate's Hell. It was named after this guy. His last name is Tate, and he got lost back in here back in the 1800s. And the legend says he was lost in there. He was hunting a panther that was killing his livestock, and he lost his dogs, and he lost his gun, and he got bit by snakes. And he came out of the woods by Carabel about 3 days after going in there, and he came across somebody who said, "My name's Tate, and I've just been through hell," and then he dies, and then that's the legend. And so now we have this big swath of park called Tate's Hell. So yeah, I was saying I wrote a song about it earlier. I wrote a song about the panther as if it still lives to this day, or the ghost of the panther. Little tribute to it, basically. We got the Gulf up here in the. And this is super shallow right there. When you're driving, you'll see sometimes people out there with throw nets, catching bait or catching mullet. This is a pretty popular fish down here. They like to smoke it. Smoked mullet. It's great. Well, we're getting a little bit of rain right now, but yeah, I just love this drive so much. There's still all kinds of coasts going on here, and I think we'll probably see coasts all the way. I can see the bridge over to St. George Islands from where we are right now. Looks like the rain's actually going to get a little heavier, but it'll just blow off or blow. It'll get short. This is a short shower. This is a good test of the Tesla automatic windshield wipers. Oh, speak of the devil, it's like the car heard me. It's like, are they going to come on? You never know, Sometimes they work great, and other times, not so much. You have to, hit this little button on the end here to kind of get them going. But this time they figured it out, at least so far. Could use another wipe there, washers. Come on, washers. Come on, wipers. Wiper washers. I it's kind of the rain's kind of obscuring the view in the distance. Just got this little message: full self-driving may be degraded. Oh, I've also been listening to the China EVs and More podcast, which just got on my radar. A couple of gentlemen there who really know the China scene. They are Chinese actually, when they spent a good amount of time in China, and they're very familiar with what's going on there. And yeah, it's an interesting podcast. So this is the road. You can see in the distance where all that rain is. That's basically East Point. That's the little, basically town on this side of the Apalachicola Bay. It's more of the blue-collar fishing area. And then across in Apalachicola Bay, it's a bit. I mean, there's still lots of fishing going on, of course, and they have a bunch of docks and piers and stuff. But just like the regular, I don't know, it's a little bit nicer. Oh, we got some police action going on up here. What's going on? Interesting. Oh, just looks like one of their SUVs is having some issues. See, if we were to keep going on here past Apalachicola, I'm not sure how far, 30, 50 miles, I don't know, is Panama City, which you may have heard of. Park. Be a nice place to camp out for a few months. Ooh, FSD's slowing down. Everyone's slowing down for fat daddies. Smokehouse and Grill. Okay. How is that land sold? It's got to be across the street. There's no land there to sell. It's just like ocean. So we're just rolling in the East Point right now. Your little restaurant, waterside restaurants and oyster shacks. I don't know if you can see off in the distance. There's a bridge that takes you to St. George Island, which is across the way. And there's a huge state park on a good chunk of that island. It's quite nice. Huge sand dunes. But this is this little, blue collar town, fishing town. Quality oysters. Stop car. You gonna stop? Wow. My foot was on the brake. I felt like I was even already pressing the brake. But FSD is still in control. I am just monitoring. Oh, there was a Kia Soul EV right there on the side of the road. Alright, so we're through with East Point, and now we're about to head across the bridge to Apalachicola. So there's like the inner bay over there on the side. So this road here is built on just like, I guess, rocks. I guess it's like a causeway almost. And then it turns into a bridge up ahead here. I love driving along this bridge too. A lot of times you'll get like pelicans alongside of you. You know, you just driving along and you just look to your left a little bit and there's, prehistoric looking birds. Just cruise along beside you. Not seeing any. Oh, I think I see some up ahead. Maybe there's just good air drafts off of this, because at least those aren't pelicans. Those are just regular kind of local seagulls. A lot of gulls, basically. I'm not sure what kind of gulls they are actually. They got black heads, and white bodies. Oh, there's a pelican. If I get them in my camera properly for y'all. I'm trying to pay attention to the road here as well. Not sure how well these will show up, but I just noticed a couple of airboats off out there in the distance. There they are. Oops. Yeah. Creating lots of noise, but they can get into the shallows and those marshes back there. So we got across the main bridge part. Now we have this other little causeway bit, but then we got this other little bridge coming up as well. Yep. Entering historic Apalachicola. We go up on a bridge. I'm not sure how well the view is. How much view you can get out of the town from up here. You can see it when we come on our way back down. Oh, maybe we can see a little bit here. So yeah, along the river here, you got your docks, your shrimp boats, marinas. I think there's a marina under the bridge as well. First big building up here on the left is called the Gibson Inn, and it's an historic building, and they've got like great restaurants, and it's a hotel as well. It's small, and it's just cool. All right, I'm here, and I'll be staying up here. Some friends got an Airbnb. It's kind of cool. There is a place to plug in. If I wanted to, I could plug in there. I did not, get the okay with that from the owner of the place beforehand, so I'm not going to do that. There is a place downtown I believe I can plug into, like it might be AC charging even, but whatever. I might check that out. I think I have enough charge really to get home. I'm not really going to do a whole lot of driving in town, because this place, everything's pretty walkable. If you look out here, it's just little tiny streets, and it's just a little village. It's so nice. This is a little quieter street. There's a lot more little like businesses and things. Actually, this is Be Inspired 2 handmade wares. Looks very nice. And there's upstairs. Kinds of guest house, the Owl Cafe down the street. Zoom in. Owl Cafe. May have to check that out. Guest house here. Oh. And lots of little golf carts in this town. All right, first look at what we're dealing with here, and But once I get to the bar tonight, maybe we'll turn you back on the camera and play you some Greg Brown. Let him entertain you guys as well as me. I love it. Anyway, later. Don't know. Never met him.
I wrote this song under the influence of psilocybin mushrooms, a lot of them. I just needed to go somewhere I've already been. I was doing just fine. Now I'm drinking again. And I just need a reason. A sign or a feeling. Just something that's real. Something I can believe in. I've been missing all my good time and friends. Over me and others, I'm drinking again. It started hurting again. I thought it was healed, but I guess some breaks just don't bend.
Looks like my holiday weekend is over. Gotta head back to Tallahassee. So let's do that now. This is the Gibson Inn we're looking at here. It's deeper into town. It's been a nice little stay. It was nice to park the car. I haven't been in the car for the last couple of days. So I'm gonna go across the bridge and maybe stop and grab a bite on the other side and then take a little walk on the beach. So I'll show you some St. George Island beach, I think, here in a minute. So that'll be cool. I guess I just share the view coming off the bridge, looking at Apalachicola Bay. Let me get back over between the lines here. And you can see St. George Island across the bay. And then the bridge to it off in the distance. All right, we're approaching the bridge to St. George Island here, and I just thought, some little vegetable stand. Yeah, so I was just realizing I'm down to, we got 48% battery. Yesterday I noticed it was at 55, and so this brings up a point. So I have a Tesla Model 3, and it has Sentry mode on it. I have a USB plugged into it, so if someone comes close to the car or touches the car, it starts automatically recording, which is great. But I have that turned off at my house because I park inside my garage, so it's not really a feature. I don't really lose energy at my house. But over here on the island, over here at Apalachicola, whatever, parked for a couple of days, and it's lost, I think I lost like 4% last night because it was at 51% when I got in it this morning. And I noticed it was at 55 at some point yesterday. And yeah, so I figure maybe I'm losing like 4% a day, which is, significant. Especially if you stop somewhere for a few days and that's on. So, if you have a secure parking place, you can always turn that off and keep the energy, or keep it on and just plan for it to replace that energy. Yeah, that's about it. So we're just about the very top of this span of the bridge, and maybe I'll turn it back on when we get it's a more. It's kind of hard to see anything except the bridge here, really. The other bridge over the other part of the bridge over there in the distance. Yeah. Looks like a pretty nice day, though. All right, we are off the bridge and headed toward the beach. It's not too far away. You're never far away from the beach when you're on St. George Island. Got a little Piggly Wiggly Express over here. Castaway Liquors for all your Castaway liquor needs. Yep, alright. And there you'll see there's a fair amount of golf carts on the island. Most of them are electric. I think there's probably still some old-fashioned internal combustion ones around, but yeah. Alright, I'm gonna find a place to park and everything, and then turn this camera back on in a little bit. So let me show you this little lighthouse up here. Yeah. Alright, so I made my way down actually the beach a little ways to find this other little public beach access point, and let's take a quick look over the dunes. The thing I do like about driving an EV here is that I have my guitar in my car, so I leave the climate on. I'm not going to spend too much time here because I don't want to leave it on forever without it being attended. But yeah, so this is a quick look at St. George Island Beach. Some folks out here, but it's not like crazy packed, and you just gotta walk a little ways. It's kind of spread out nicely down all the way down the beach. Yeah, if you really want to get away, there's a state park way down that way that you can pay a few bucks, and yeah, all kinds of more beach with even fewer people. All right, so just bring you all down by the water's edge because that's what it's all about, right? Unfortunately, I don't see any dolphins off the beach today. I think sometimes we get them here. I am wearing flip-flops. I guess they're gonna get wet. Oh, maybe I'll just leave them up here actually. Because you can't like walk along the beach. Oh, and not walk in the water. Wow, this feels so good. It is very hot out here. It's like, I don't know what it is actually officially, but it's probably, you know, in the low 90s, if not very close to that. Yeah. And there's this beach, you know, as far as you can see down there. Direction, also beach, and it goes on for, you know, miles beyond what you can see here, a few miles at least. And down at the end, like I said, it's a state park, and like if you walk down far enough, there's like nobody. You can find a nice, you know, deserted stretch of beach if you want a piece for your own for an afternoon. Set up camp. Alrighty. Cool. Catch up with y'all again when we get on the road. We're on our way back across the bridge again, and my car is down to 43% because I had the air conditioning on while I was off the beach for like close to an hour, or maybe even more than that. I'm not really sure. We got in the water, it was so freaking nice. Yeah, but on our way back now, so I definitely feel like I need to take a stop at that supercharger. Yeah. At Rockies, so I guess we'll be hitting that, and I'll tune y'all in in case anything interesting happens, you know, from that point or before that happens. You know what I'm trying to say. I'm a little addled from all the sun, maybe. All right, so I've decided to put on FSD supervised for the trip back, and it's got me ready actually to stop at that supercharger in Crawfordville. So yeah, I'm gonna stop there. I guess I'm gonna have 22%. It says when we get there. So I guess we'll try to remember to see how accurate that prediction is. But I'm kind of curious if it'll, pull off and pull into the supercharger spot. I don't think it will back in there itself, but it may, pull up alongside of it so that I can, it'll bring up on the screen over here. It'll bring up the stalls, and you can see, parking opportunities with the letter P, and I'll be able to press on the letter P, and then it'll take over the parking for me. I'm kind of hoping that's going to be the situation, but I mean, that's the best case scenario. That would be like as if FSD is the actual full self-driving, or practically, yeah. Anyway, we'll turn the camera back on when we get over that way. All right, we're coming up onto the intersection and the place where the superchargers are. So let's see if how this handles it. We're on full self-driving. Got that full screen navigation showing. Right, so it needs to get into this driveway where we see that Jeep going in. No, not there. Actually, no, wrong. Take that back. One right after that. So it's got the turn signal on, and it should go in here, but it's not. That would have been ideal. That would have been the move, because that's where the superchargers are. They're right there. And now we've got this yellow advanced light, and I'm holding the wheel covering. And now we're gonna go around the turn and see how it figures this out. Now that's, got there's the superchargers. There's no way to get to them from over here. And it's saying home end trip is 15%. Well, maybe we're not stopping at the superchargers. Maybe we're just gonna go home. Okay. Okay, well, I mean, that'll work. That'll work for me too. All right, yeah, we're not going to superchargers. Well, that's bizarre. All right, we'll chime back in to sum up when we get to the end here. All right, so successfully back at home. And so this was just like a little, weekend trip. Like a lot of people take weekend trips. It's not really quite like road tripping, because you're not traveling, hundreds and hundreds of miles, because if you do, once you get there, you have to turn around and come back again. So that doesn't make any sense. So yeah, for most people, for their, weekend getaways, if you're driving there, it's only like, a couple hours at the most, really, like 100 miles, 150 miles. Like, who wants to go farther than that, on a weekend getaway? Anyway, hope you enjoyed that. I did. And I guess we'll see you in the next one. Ciao.